Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a great start to your day so far. Alrighty, guys, another crazy story, another crazy case, but this time we're out in the Amish country. Okay, please make sure that you do share, share, share. And if you are new here, please make sure that you do subscribe to stay updated on all of your true crime stories that are high profile and some of those that actually need to get some coverage. Okay, alrighty, guys, let's get into it. All right, now this is a crazy case about a woman by the name of Ruth Miller. And she is a part of Amish country. Now, and if you don't really understand the culture of Amish country, they kind of do everything within their own community, whether it be mental health, whether it be a simple doctor's appointment. But when it comes to the doctors and the psychiatrists that are working within their communities, they are not board certified. They have no sort of credentials that allows them to be a doctor. Many of them, what they do is they read a bunch of books and then they become the community doctor. So it leaves room for people to be suffering from different mental health issues and not receiving the proper care because they do not believe in using our doctors. Okay. And this is just one of those cases. And that also could possibly explain why we're seeing a rise in crimes such as this out in the Amish country. Typically, the Amish country is pretty quiet. You don't really get much from them. While we do know that it's things going on there, it's not often that it's seen and known to us, the public. But what I'm noticing now is that it's starting to come out a little bit more, which lets us know that there's some problems going on over there. Okay. They used to be really private. They did. I think it's a mixture of the Amish country at one point in time was very much no, they were no longer, they were not a part of the worldly beliefs, the worldly things. They had their own belief systems, their own everything. But I think there's a shift that is happening in Amish country due to the fact that many people that are Amish or were Amish, they're beginning to take part in worldly things, whether it be TikTok and Instagram, whether it be the things which they do in their normal lives. They're starting to use cell phones a little bit more, TVs. They're starting to be one of us. And because they're starting to be one of us, they're starting to have the problems in which we have. Not saying that they've never had these problems. What I'm saying is they don't know how to manage these problems because these are things in which um has been going on for a while, but now it's so much of people either using the Amish in their beliefs or using it while also taking on our beliefs. That's what we're dealing with right now. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. Let's get into it. Now, Ruth Miller, she is 40 years old. Here she goes here. Typical Amish woman, you wouldn't think that she would take part in something in which she did, but she did. All right. So, her husband, his name is Marcus Miller. He is 45 years old, and he had drowned just hours earlier to authorities actually arriving to the scene. So this case, it does highlight the questions of mental illness as well as religious delusion, which we have been talking about a lot over here with this whole religious delusion thing. We went over this in other cases previously. And religious delusion is something that is on the rise right now, but it's also not being spoke about a lot. And it needs to be spoken about. And it's because it's happening more. Many people are on this venture of clarity, this venture of understanding, this venture of what is true, what is not true. This venture of who am I? Where do I come from? Who do I follow? Who is my God? What does it take for me to receive the blessings from my God? Many people are going through those questions, which is leading us to this whole mental health delusion thing that many people are enduring. Okay. Now, um, when it comes to the family, they do live in Holmes County, Ohio, and they're part of a really large community. There are smaller communities of Amish. It all depends on where you live. Ohio has a good number of Amish people living there. Pennsylvania is actually the main state for many of the Amish, but they're spread it all out. Most of the communities are really small. The further you get away from PA, the smaller they get. Okay. Now, on the night of August the 23rd of 2020 of this year, of course, Ruth and Marcus, they had walked to the lake. Okay, they decided to go to the lake after midnight, sometime around 1 in the morning. So Ruth had later told the investigators that God had gave them a task to provide to prove. I'm sorry, task to prove their faith. And that's what was going on prior to this entire thing. Apparently, they believed that they had to complete certain tasks in order to get closer to God. So, after returning to the Amish where they live at, the campsite or wherever they stay or whatever they call it, Marcus, he reportedly had expressed to his wife that he had some regrets, okay? That he hadn't done enough for his family and that he was failing as a husband and as a father. So, he had then, once they went back to their houses where they stay at the Amish country, he then returned to the river. Okay, that was the initial story. But he never came back. He said that he was going to attempt to swim to some form of sandbar that was way out that you should never try to go to. Okay. Now, the rescue teams, they later did find Marcus' body about 53 yards from the dock area, and they did confirm that he had drowned in the water. So that was the first death when it became a chain of a tragedy. Okay, they first thought that they were investigating the father and his disappearance and his death into the water, but then they learned that it was something way bigger than that. Oh, 1 second, guys. Why is this? You probably can't hear it right now, and I don't know why this thing always does this. But
yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake, and I gave him to God. I gave him to God today.
You gave him to God today?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake, and I gave him to God. And people are going to tell me I am crazy, but he is real. And he loves you. He really does love you. He loves you. And I doubted him. I doubted him so many times. But I am to tell you, he is coming soon. He is coming very soon. Prepare your hearts. The end is close. And I'm for sure supposed to tell you that he does love you. Okay?
Ma'am, can you explain to me what happened? Who did you throw in the water?
I gave my son to God.
Your son?
Yes.
Where's your husband?
He went for a walk this morning.
And you haven't seen him
He
since?
didn't ever come back. And we went to the boat and his clothes were there. And God told me he's in the lake and a fish swallowed him. And you're actually supposed to go look for him in the bottom of the lake. And you will find the fish. And you will find my husband. And then you will believe. But ye of your little faith that did not believe before seeing.
Okay.
So send people down to the bottom of the lake looking for a fish that has my husband.
How old's your son that's in the lake?
4.
So that was her belief when the officers first arrived. In her mind, she thought that this entire thing was for Christ. She thought that she had to drown her child and everything. Everybody had to drown for Christ because that was a part of the task. Okay. Now, when it comes to the investigators talking to her hours after Marcus drowning, Ruth had allegedly carried out actions that she herself described as offerings to God, with her 4-year-old, her children being the offering. So around 6:30 a.m., she had took her youngest child, Vincent, to the lake, and she threw him into the water, telling the deputies that she had left him there to drown in order to give him to God. Now, she had then returned to gather her daughter and twins, ordering them to perform tasks in the water to show their worthiness to God as well. So she basically tried to drown everyone, including herself. Okay? So finally, there was some witnesses that were on the scene, and they say that she loaded her 3 children into a golf cart, drove at high speed, okay, into a stone wall, and then straight into the lake. So when they arrived, they're thinking that they're just investigating the dad. But then they discover, wait, this is something deeper than this. This woman actually tried to take and drive her children into the lake. Okay? Now, the teens, they had managed to escape, of course, because they had climbed onto a sinking car into the sinking cart in order for them to escape and allowing them to get the opportunity to get on top of it and get back on land. Now, Ruth, however, she had refused to help her children. She told the rescuers that she wanted to remain and she wanted her children to remain in the water. Now, when they did arrive, she had ran into the nearby bushes before she had got caught. That's why they're holding her right there, because she attempted to run and hide. Now, she told them that she could walk on water and that she needed to be swallowed by fish to prove her worthiness to God. Now, in the witnesses, they also did describe seeing her huddled with her children, and she also was crying before the cart even plunged into the water, with a chilling mix of confusion, but also obedience as well. Her feeling as though that this is something that she needed to do. Now, the sheriff officers, they did say that her mindset was on her being a mother while also her trying to prove herself to God in a state of delusion. Okay? Walk on water is crazy. Now, as of right now, she was hospitalized, get it out, Savage. She was hospitalized um for everything in which she was saying and things of that nature, the delusions and all of that. And then she got out and she went to court. She was charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder for Marcus and her 4-year-old child, and then 2 counts of domestic violence that was connected to the surviving children, and then 1 count of child endangerment as well. Now, the court records do show that her initial arraignment did happen, and she did say that she was insane, of course, and that she's not guilty. Now, her attorney, they did say that Ruth was suffering from some form of severe mental disorder, but they have not really given us the true diagnosis or anything like that. They're just saying that she was delusional. Me, myself, I think that the Amish country is getting a little bit, it's getting to be a lot. Okay? It's getting to be a lot, and it no longer fits society right now. And let's just be honest. Okay? While there may be people who are still following these teachings, it worked then. This is not going to continue to work. I promise you guys this, okay? It's going to continue to, here's how I see the Amish country. Any secret, any falsified teachings and beliefs, any crimes that was committed, any misdiagnosis, anything that was covered up in Amish country is about to be out there for everyone to see. Okay? Let's just be honest here. It no longer fits. Amish people are now a part of us. Amish people are now taking on the things in which we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Amish country is no longer an isolated community that is not a part of the worldly things. They are. They're all over TikTok. They're all over Facebook. They're all in our communities. They're participating in the same things that we're participating in. And now the years and years of secrets can no longer be held. And the reason being is because so many Amish people have left, while also you still have people that are in Amish country that are no longer believing in the belief, which is for God, not the worldly things, anti-social media, anti-electronics, by the Bible. That thing is no longer there as it used to be. It's not there. So that's why we're seeing so many cases coming out of the Amish country. Just a couple months ago, we talked about a man that was working for the Amish country. He went in and killed a woman that was in the Amish country. Leaving many people to wonder, was there some form of personal relationship between the two? And that secret turned to crime. Many questions begin to circulate about the Amish country. And I think that the secrets are about to be out. Honestly and truly. because you guys are walking through the Amish country as if you are untouched with mental illness. That's one thing. As if your community cannot be affected by mental health and mental issues, and they're not receiving the proper psychological assistance in which they need because you guys do not believe in modern day medicine. So all the years of walking away from modern day medicine, walking away from psychiatric needs, walking away from what is needed in your community, whether it be an adult or child, that is going to start catching up to you. And I think that time is now. So we're going to continue to see more coming from Amish country because it's so many people that walked away and so many people that no longer believe in the belief system. And there's so many people that are speaking out. I don't know if you guys have taken the time to scroll through the social media Amish country side of things. But let me tell you something. The same way that our youth are not following through with the old day beliefs of what our elders told us, their youth are doing the same exact thing. The same way our youth are going against the generational curses and they are anti-old beliefs, their children are going through the same exact thing. And they're walking away, wiping their hands while also exposing the secrets that are being held. There's been murders in Amish country that none of you guys even have known about. Why? Because they know how to hide it. Amish country has been hiding murders for a while now. People die there and nobody ever knows about it, and there's never an investigation. It's wiped under, swept under the rug, and nobody ever mentions it. And because they're not a part of the worldly things, and because us as worldly people are not given open access to their communities, it gives them the capability to hide such things. And shh, be quiet. Be quiet. Just look it up. It's a lot going on with the Amish country. And nobody is really paying attention to it. But it's a lot going on. And I am one that believes it's because it no longer fits. It's only so long that you can hold on to those form of beliefs. And they've been doing it for decades, centuries, by the way. Okay? They've been doing it for a very long time. But honestly and truly, how long can they keep it that way? In a world where technology is the number one source. In a world where people are walking away from old beliefs, how long can it last? It's not. It's not. And I think that this woman, do I believe that she was in some type of delusion? Of course I do. Because I'm one that do believe in, psychiatric delusions. It's real, or psychiatric psychosis. And could it have been things that led up to this? Of course. But of course, because she's Amish, those things are not going to be identified the same way because it's going to be pray about it. The Lord wants you to do this. The Lord says that things must happen. And in order for these things to happen, you must accept. She was having yes, she was. She was having now what triggered that psychiatric breakdown? I don't know. Where did the Lord challenges? Why did they believe that they had to partake in some form of challenges in order to prove themselves to God? Now, I have done a lot of studies on the Amish country and their beliefs and things of that nature. Their culture and their beliefs does include challenges. And these challenges can include how you raise your children. These challenges can include your honesty, the things in which you partake in, i.e. technology. If you partake in technology, you are this. If you refuse to have children, you are this. If you partake in Alcohol and drugs, you are this. If you don't marry, you are this. So they already come from a system, a religious system, that have them believing that they must submit themselves in all ways that they can to prove themselves to God. And I think that this crime here is based in in those beliefs. Now, have I ever seen it where they have to go into a river and drown their children? No. Have never seen anything like that. Now, have I seen manipulative words that can cause a person that is psychiatrically off to misconstrue the verbiage? Of course. I have. Coming from Amish country, there is manipulative wording that can be mixed construed to lead you into something like this. Absolutely. When you dig deep into their belief system, then you know that this belief here that she had is very real to her. It's very real. Not to mention if she's had other people. Now, my other question in this too is, who else is she following? It makes me wonder, is she following Amish country, or is there a secondary teaching that is happening here that many of us possibly don't know about? What I've seen in many small communities, especially in these types of small communities, is that they will have one belief system and then they will merge one belief system with another belief system. And they will make these two together make one sense. That makes no sense at all, but that's what they do. So I wouldn't be surprised if she took on someone else's as well. Because this whole challenge of drown your children in the water because God told you to, I haven't heard anything like that in my research, but I have seen words of, you must offer your children to God in order to be closer to Him. Now, that can be manipulated in multiple different ways. And in someone's mind that is psychiatrically, off and they're not stable, that is, I must kill my children in order to get closer to God. If you guys understand what I'm saying. So that's my only concern. Is this an Amish thing, or was there a secondary belief system here? But we're going to see when it all comes out forward about exactly what happened. But something tells me that this is an Amish belief that went dark. And let me tell you something, Amish country, for those of you that do watch TV, because the Mennonites, you do. For those of you that don't know the difference, you have Amish and then you have Mennonites. Mennonites are more modernized. They use cell phones. Some of them even have jobs working in the world with the world. They some of them go to modern schools. Some of them have friends that are not Amish. Some of them does different things. Mennonites are a little bit more modern than the actual old school Amish country. Okay? And the old school Amish is called the Order, I believe. No, it's called, I can't remember the original name for it, but they have a name for them too. And then the Mennonites, they are part of us. Mennonites, you possibly see them at the grocery stores, at Walmart. If you ever go to Walmart and if you ever go to the grocery stores and you see them with cell phones and they're driving cars and things of that nature, or you see a girl driving a car, 9 times out of 10, they're Mennonites. Okay? So I honestly believe that this is one of those things where this woman honestly has taken on these teachings a bit too far, with a mix of this and a mix of that. And unfortunately, she's lost her husband and her child to this delusion that she has and these ill teachings that she has taken on. And it has cost people their lives. But the question is going to be, how will the justice system continue on when it comes to the Amish country? It's about time that you guys really get an understanding and get a hold on what goes on there. Why are you guys continuously allowing crimes to happen on Amish country, and you're not taking it a step further to police these areas? Because there's things going on in Amish country. You guys are allowing them to create this community that's very isolated, that is leaving crimes like this to go under the radar when it's causing people that are mentally have mental disorders, and they're able to go under the radar, unseen, unheard, until something big like this happens. So it's about time that you guys get a hold on this whole Amish country thing, because we're going through a shift. We're going through a big shift right now, okay, between us and them. Now, what that shift is, it's questionable. It's we shall see over the years, but we shall see. But something tells me it's not going to get any better at all. Okay, not at all. But we'll keep updated on this case to see exactly what happens. Something tells me that she's not going to get a lot of time because she's she's not mentally stable. Okay, so she's possibly going to get a not guilty by mental insanity or something like that. But I don't see her, being locked away for the rest of her life, unfortunately, because she has a history. Now, one thing that I do know is that because she's coming from the Amish country, they're not going to be able to kind of like look into her history to possibly see if she has any form of mental psychosis issues prior to, because of course she's Amish. And that's going to weigh heavy on her in the courtroom, because when you're in the courtroom, in order to prove insanity, a lot of times they like to look at your historical cases to see if you had any form of mental health reports in your life. So that will allow them to give you a little bit of leniency or even allow you to take the insanity plea. And that's going to be difficult in a case of Amish. What we'll see. Okay. Alrighty, guys. As you guys know, there is no show tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Please make sure that you do get your letters in and write into savageroyaltyentertainment@gmail.com for your Royal Lockbox letters. Get those letters in. We only have one letter. Do y'all not like me or something? Am I only good to give y'all true crime? Do y'all not like me? I'm trying to talk to y'all. I'm trying to get to know y'all. I'm trying to engage with y'all. Get those letters in. Write to me. Talk to me. Let me know what's going on in your life. It's nothing going on with mines, okay? Mines is very simple. I'm up here in the mountains. How I got here, I don't know. Fall is kicking in. Everything's going good with me. Bigo, how y'all doing? For those that's watching, haven't seen y'all in a while. I may come see y'all for about good 10-20 minutes today if I'm feeling like I like y'all. But besides that, y'all have a good day, okay? And thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in to True Crime with Savage Royalty. Why is this thing not showing? What the world? You don't want me to leave? Me and my hubby have a dilemma about our anniversary vacation. Well, I'm supposed to be going to Dubai, and I'm scared. But we had a show every second Friday. No shows at all. No show on Friday. I've tried, but I can't. I have schoolwork. I have 2 papers due. Okay? No, I need my Fridays for school. Why is this video? Why is my... There it goes.